Greetings! Welcome back to Randomtronic. My name is Chris, and today, well, this thing again. So yeah, it gets hot. It's a nice charger otherwise, and I had this idea. Let me show you what I mean. I remembered I've got somewhere in the junk pile a laptop from 2 centuries ago. And this is that, absolutely disgusting old Latitude laptop. Back in those days, only one USB port on that, but who needs that when you've got a docking connector and a parallel port and a serial port, of course the PC, IMCA, card slots. Anyways, you might ask, why the laptop? What's it got to do with it? Well, if you look closely, this is what I'm after. Just small enough to fit over here, and then we can make a few holes and force the air through this charger, thus preventing it from overheating like it's doing right now. There's no other way around it but to remove every screw that's visible and take this whole thing apart. 256 meg of memory, BIOS, but wireless cards not installed. Oops, the keyboard fell out, but we've still got quite a way to dig in. Normally the bottom comes off, but this one it seems I need to get at it from the top. Mobility Radeon 7500, state of the art when this was released. Here is our treasure. Check this out. That's got to be the smallest fan I've seen. And the graphics card is removable. How cool is that? I wonder how many balls is under that. For a moment I thought I'm going to take the fan out and then put it back together, simply because it's easier to keep your junk when it's in one piece. But now I'm thinking, after counting how many screws I've removed so far, that I'm not going to put this back together, but I'm going to bin all the metal and plastic, but keep the boards, with intention of practicing the soldering using hot air. That would be quite cool. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, ready to come out in a moment. 20mm fan. And there it is. That's come out nice and easy. And I've even got the screws. I want to dig in further and take out that little bracket that was holding the fan. I think that will make it easier to mount it inside the little power supply. Pentium 4. Check out those chips. Those have to be the longest chips I've ever seen. PI5C. I wonder what that is. And here is the angle bracket I'm on about. So this is what I want to remove. Here's an interesting detail. Check out this connector. So for Ethernet and the modem, it's got an irregular shape, so this connector was made purposely for this laptop. They must have talked to Foxconn or whoever made this. It was made on order specifically to fit in the envelope of the laptop. That must have cost an arm and a leg to do this. There you go, that's come out. Not without fight, but it did come out. It was spot welded in 3 spots. And this is what I'm thinking of doing. Drill a few holes in between the USB ports and maybe on the corner, and have the airflow in between the 2 PCBs over the inductors, MOSFETs, over the heatsink and out, like so. And I'm sure somewhere on those pins we've got 5 volts. Tap off of that, the fan will take only very little power, so not a huge deal. I marked 2 holes with that spacer that's covering power inlet and the bracket, like so. I've got a faint mark where I need to drill holes to know where to cut the hole out for the fan. But before we go all crazy cutting and drilling, let's make sure that the fan works. And it does. And even at 3 volts, it blows just enough to keep the whole unit cooler. You can't hear it at all at 3 volts. At 5 volts it does make a little bit of a whine. And that's at 3.3 volts. One more thing to check is to see what voltages are we going to be dealing with. So let's check that pin header. It's 5.2, 5.2. I'm hoping I'm going to find 3.3 somewhere. Doesn't seem like it. 5 it is going to be. On this side we've got 4 pins that one go to each individual USB port to measure the voltage slash current, little shunt resistor next to each of them. On this side, trace is going to the front to measure the input voltage, probably this resistor divider here that's providing the reference of what the input voltage is. It's a shame really that we haven't got 3.3 volts over here, because I would have preferred that. It's much quieter. If it turns out to be too loud with that little fan, we can always add a little mod afterwards. So let's have a drill. And now, using those holes, mounted the fan, can trace around and mark the cutout for the fan so it fits nice and snug. I'm also going to use the fan as a guide to drill the remaining 2 holes. Now what I need to do is drill those holes progressively larger until I get to the edge of it, then cut the straight edges around, and we'll have an exact shape of the fan. Something like this. Now just a clean up with a file, and that fits like a glove. I've got 15 holes marked. 15 2.5mm holes. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what was I measuring before, but there is the 3.3 and this is 5 volts. Those two pins are ground. I've checked the continuity. Those four are the voltages on the USB port, so if I tapped off of one of those, the voltage would start showing up here on one of the channels. This is how this is supposed to look like. So we just need to somehow affix the two in the right position, and I've got just the trick for that. I recently discovered and bought this 5-second ultraviolet cured glue. I am amazed how cool this is. We're going to use that to stick the aluminium bracket to the plastic bracket while this is closed. Apply some of the UV glue along the top of the bracket. This is supplied with the glue to cure it, but I've got a slightly more powerful source of UV, so I'm going to use that. Close this, apply some pressure, and then blast it. The instructions say this needs about 5 seconds, but because of indirect exposure I'm going to give it good 20-30 seconds. So if all went well, if I take this off, it should come out with the plastic cover now. And no, it didn't go well. The glue has cured, but not fully. Let's try one more time. Okay, somewhat a success. It's held in place, but it's not fully cured. At least I know where it's supposed to be. Let's give it a good blast of UV now. I can even add a little bit around the edges. Done. And it's quite strong this now. Strong enough, I think. This can fit in like so. It's connected to 3.3 volts and ground. And we'll have a quiet fan. And this one we're going to put it to the first pin, which I suspect is 3.3. At least that's what it measured. I hope it's not some sort of reference pin. No, that voltage is some sort of a reference pin because it showed me 9 volts on the input, which clearly isn't the case. Back to normal. I'm going to try while this is live if I can tap onto. Yeah, that 5 volts is fine, but not that. Yeah, so we have not got 3.3, that's okay. I guess it will be a little bit louder, but it should be okay. I've also mounted a thermocouple, just like before. Let's close it up. We won't be able to fully close this now, but I'll seal it up with some tape, so it's still closed container. So let's see if my little mod has worked. The thermocouple is in. I have wrapped it up with masking tape just to limit the stray air coming in, just to keep the conditions they were previously. Before, it would have gone to 70 degrees. Now the thermocouple is making a funny contact somewhere, so it's going silly, but it's not 800 degrees. There we go, 24. So we'll just leave it at that. I think it's because the wire is touching to the aluminium. Let's start. It will raise a little bit. I really like this fan. This has got to be the cutest mod I've ever done. I think it's loud enough that I wouldn't keep it going all the time. 34 degrees C, jumping maybe to 35, but I've realized this is going to take really long time. So what we can do, tape up the front where the holes are and hold the fan for a moment, just to see if there was no ventilation. That raised a little bit quicker, so 40 degrees. Let's open the vents and see if the temperature drops. If it does, that means we're above the equilibrium point. I'm hoping it does, because I don't feel like waiting much longer. There we go. A success. You saw it was 40, then it crept up to 41. It sat for about a minute and it's jumped down to 39 degrees. So it's going to stabilize somewhere 38, 39 degrees or so. That's significantly better than 70 that we had previously. So I call that a success. The only other thing that I'll probably do is either fit a little LDO in there on its own in line with the power supply to get it down to 3.3 volts. That would probably mean that the temperature is going to creep up a couple of degrees. Normally that doesn't make a huge difference. A 12 volt fan to 5 volts even still moves air, and that's the main important point, dropping down 38. Brilliant. So thank you very much for watching and joining me for this little hack. I quite like this. This is the cutest fan and the cutest hack I've ever made. Remember, this is a 20mm fan, a tiny little thing. 38 degrees instead of 70. It should have come like this in the first place. Please do subscribe for more random electronics related stuff. Comment under the video and press like if you enjoyed it. For today, that's it. Thanks for staying with me. Take care.